Hello again. But it's a good news, bad news sort of day. The good news is the Restless trip is running. Yay! And I booked up on it and everything. And I told Andy, only to find out from his wife, he's been sick all night. He's really unwell. He can't go. Boo, so that's the bad news part of it. Never mind though, I've decided to cheer myself up with a trip to Dawlish Warren, wander through and a walk back to Dawlish along the seawall. Why not? Let's get some tickets and get on our way. Get well soon, Andy. Get well soon, mate. Look forward to travelling with you as soon as you're back on your feet. Whee! Nice to not have the wind blocker on for a change as well. This one's mine. Excellent.
Please do not use your mobile phone on the stairs and please hold the handle. Thank you.
Happy train.
We have got a designated wait time here, and I'm not scheduled to leave until 11:21. This is just to allow us to here. Thank you.
That looks quite nice, doesn't it? And the iconic entrance to Dawlish Warren, where we should leave only footprints. Remember that was an arcade? And we go under the railway lines. Lovely smells of donuts and that. Smashing. Go, the youngsters area. Thunder Park. Shame we don't have the big wheel here again this year. Yeah, it's just here. Last year there was a big wheel, which I did come over and go on. And link to that up the top there. My ride on the big wheel. But yeah, that was great fun. But it's not returned. Apparently some of the locals didn't like it. I'm not sure. Old Guys Rule t-shirt and clothing section. Excellent. Yeah, I just stuck my head in there. I'm not really sure why, but I thought I would. As you can imagine, I don't really have any plans today because this was a spur of the moment decision. I was just going to do a little walk around in Teignmouth and then go off on this trip on the Restless. But of course that's all out the window. So I just thought I'd go over to Dawlish and walk to Dawlish Warren, which I said about doing the other day. And Mum says, well, why don't you get the train to Dawlish Warren and walk back? I thought, well, why not? So I have. That's what I'm doing. But I haven't got any pictures or anything sort of planned or anything like that. So this is probably going to be a very straightforward, just to wander over and jobs are good. Lovely. Well, there's that bar place up ahead, which I've said is not empty. It's been closed every time I've been here before. Beach Bar and Grill. Certainly a size. There's the platform out to sea. Almost like a cruise ship out there. Let's go and see what their summer menu consists of. So we've got some steaks, chicken, seafood, irresistible favourites, handcrafted burgers, baguettes and sandwiches, create your family combo, nippers menu for the youngsters, and the best of all, the desserts. Lovely. Hope that's not made any of you too hungry. But there we go. There we go. What a lovely place to sit and enjoy whatever you chose from that menu. Right here. Lovely. Just dropped the wind blocker on. Didn't want to have to put it on today, but I'm walking directly into the wind now, and we'll be all the way along the seawall. So unfortunately, needs must. What a shame. Mount Pleasant, enjoying its majestic view, and a train. Ideal. That was our 125. It was. See? Such a beautiful bridge. Now up ahead is Buddy's Cafe, and you might notice there's a flag flying above it. There he is. And that means they're open. So if you're over here, you look down and think, is it open? Should I walk down? If you can see a flag flying, it's open. Someone told me that the other day. Can't remember who, but thank you. I did wonder to myself, should I wear my fleece or should I wear my shirt? I made the right choice wearing my shirt. I'd have been too hot in my fleece for this nice stroll all the way back to Dawlish. Lovely. Beautiful day, beautiful view, ideal. Don't fancy trying to walk around down there and slipping over on the rocks. Yeah, there's Buddy's with his flag. Lovely. There's a seating area right by the railway, so you get a good view of the trains coming past. Here we are at the other side of Red Rocks, Langstone Rocks, whatever you want to call it today, and down onto the seawall to walk back to Dawlish. Before we go onto the wall properly, here's a couple of the latest pictures of Benny the cat watching my videos. Here we go. He likes the seagull on top of the fountain for some reason. I can't think why. And here's another one of them as well. Smashing. Thank you very much. It's Mark's the owner that sent him in for Torquay. Oh, train. Yes, Mark sent it in, Torquay, and he's got a sort of a connection to the channel in a roundabout kind of way. Because if you remember the still standing roundabout, when there was originally had the crash and it was knocked down and someone got stuck on it, the car, I'll try and flash up a picture if I can find one. There we are. Mark is the person that had to come and get the car off. So there we go, little connection to the channel. Smash it. I do like how this wall makes me feel, because so much of it is so familiar, i.e. the width, the height of the little wall there, signs on it, etc. And but of course the cliffs are smaller. Now that looks exactly the same there, doesn't it? Exactly the same as in Teignmouth, the way they've put those barriers up around the steps. Everything is so familiar, but yet not quite right. It's interesting. It's like a slightly different variation of where I go all the time. Lovely. Had to drop the wind blocker back on again. That one's a little bit longer, the fence there, than here in Teignmouth. But still the same idea. Little entrance to the tracks there. Solid gates, whereas Teignmouth has more railings. Got some souvenir sheets of metal there in between the tracks, so you come down, help yourself to one of those, take it home. Lovely. Of course, this is a bridge I walked over the other day when I went on a path less travelled video. And we're back to the cycle lane again. Lovely red in the cliffs there. I know that this phone has never picked up reds quite as they should. But coming to the end of the cliffs now, to the start of the buildings across from the railway. Just missed that one. Too busy looking across at the houses and that. Don't miss this one though. And here's the spiky top to the wall. Just this bit, of course. Don't quite get why they've just done it here. And not all the way along, if that's what floats their boat, so to speak. There we go. Now this is one of these silly ones now where I've got 6 minutes to go to catch the next train. And if I could get into the station on this side, I could catch it, but I can't, so I won't. I'll have to wait for the one afterwards. There we are. You see, if I could go through that gate now and walk onto the platform, which would be quite straightforward, you see, quite straightforward, I could get the next train. But I'll tell you, you're going to see me miss it now. They're announcing my train, or the one I would have got, on the announcements now. There we go. See, I ought to be the other side of this wall now. I'm getting on that. Never mind. I suppose logically, you'll get to see a couple more trains maybe. There we go, up ahead. There she goes. Never mind. Never mind. Gives you a chance to tell you a story about a couple of people from Essex. Bear with me, and I'll get in position and get their names out my phone. And that was Paddington in Peru as well. Would have been on Paddington in Peru. That's a shame. Chap in the red there says hello. He's a subscriber. Lovely. So I was in the other day filming the 125 leaving the station, and I was about here. I didn't realise at the time a couple of people were in the shot, no problem, and I filmed a train going out. Anyway, that's Bob and Maria from Essex. Hello Bob and Maria from Essex. They said, hey, we're in your video, Bill, lovely. I said, smashing, and we all lived happily ever after. Lovely. Hello, he's just arrived, wants to be in the video. Right, let's get round to the station now so we don't miss the next one. Hey! Here we go, back on the right side of the platform now. Right side of the wall.
Fast train now approaching platform 1.
Oh.
Does not stop here. Stand back from the platform edge and hold on to pushchairs and wheels.
Flipping camera wouldn't open. Not much luck today, not much luck. Well, my train's on time though, so should be the next one.
Looking good for Great Yarmouth next week for us. Looking stunning.
This is mine.
I'm going there.
Lovely. Of course, the iconic view of a touch plot. The fountain working well. Lovely. Blenheim. The Marine Tavern. Ooh, spooky house. And Sean's grandparents. Lovely. Into the tunnel. Hope I don't get scared. Like, it is a cruise ship out there. I'll have to try and look it up when I get home. Roofless land. Smashing. Bye-bye. And as you probably guessed, it's bye-bye from me as well. Hope you enjoyed that little impromptu wander over to the Warren. Totally unplanned, as you can tell. And hope it all came out okay. And all good. See you tomorrow. I'll try and organise something a bit more cohesive. Take care. Bye.